Alright, so in this video, I'm going to go over the Englund Gambit as well as the Charlik Gambit. So d4, e5. So this is the Englund Gambit. So we do take this pawn, and generally what you're going to see is knight c6. So here we go knight f3, queen e7, and let me show you what they want you to do, the trap within the trap, and then what you should do. I think, at least, the most straightforward way to play. So they want you to go bishop f4, because now they go queen b4 check. They're hitting your bishop and they're attacking the king. So bishop d2, queen takes pawn, they're hitting the rook. So you would go bishop c3. So here bishop b4, and if you take here, they take the rook. So the normal trap is queen d2. And after take here, if queen takes, this is mate. If knight takes, they take the rook. And this is great for black. So we don't do this. So now I'll show you guys the trap within the trap. So here, queen check, bishop d2, queen takes pawn, and here you can go knight c3. Now the threat is rook b1. So let me just make a random move. So if they go like random move, actually that's funny, that's a good random move. So here, rook b1, queen a3, knight b5, and you're gonna hit c7, you're hitting the queen, you're gonna fork the king and the rook, and now we're having a good day. So that's a trap within the trap. One other thing you need to know, knight c3, if they go knight b4 trying to hit c2 and fork these guys, sorry, like this, you go knight d4 and you're still winning, but it's just weird. So this is, in my opinion, the easiest way to play this position. You go knight c3, knight takes e5, and here you go bishop f4. So now you go bishop f4 because now there's no check. So they pretty much have to go knight takes f3. If they try something like knight c6 or knight g6, knight d5 is very strong. This is just always know this. If you get knight d5 in, they're just dead. So take, pawn takes. So next, what they generally will do, because right now you're threatening knight d5, is they go knight f6. So here you just go queen d2 and you castle queenside. That's the big thing that you want to know. Make sure that you castle queenside. So, I mean, we'll say g6, for example. Castle queenside, bishop g7, e4, and already here, I think white's like +1, 1.5, maybe +2. You can trade off the dark square bishops. You always have knight d5. You have an e5 threat as well, kicking the knight. So you can go knight d5. And then here, like, white is doing really, really well. So that is how you beat the Englund Gambit. What I tell my students is basically just try to remember after here, and like take, I'm going to castle queenside. If you remember you're going to castle queenside, generally you can find yourself there, and then do not hold on to the pawn. So castle queenside and do not hold on to the pawn, and you 100% should be good to go. All right, so now the Charlik Gambit. So I think it's with knight c6 first, and then d6. So basically the Gambit 2 pawns. So what you want to do here is take on d6, and they always go bishop takes d6. If they go queen takes, you just trade queens. And remember, you're up a pawn. He's got a bad pawn. I mean, you're just happy here. So bishop takes d6. And here, this is all you need to know. If you do this, you're good to go. We need to get rid of this bishop. Get the bishop pair. So here we go knight c3. Let's say knight f6. And here we go knight b5. So now if they just castle, you take, I mean, we'll say pawn takes because they want to avoid trading queens. You have two bishops. You're up an extra pawn. Now here you just castle and chill. You're going to win. You're up a pawn. I mean, of course, you can still lose, but you definitely have the upper hand here. Now, after this, and here, if they go bishop b4 check, we go c3, and some people might be like, oh, no, I'm trading queens. But remember, you're up a pawn in the endgame. So here, like, and also, you're threatening c7. So if he made some random move, we would take here, fork the king and the rook, and now we are in great shape. So probably what they do is bishop a5, and okay, you got to play chess, but you're up a pawn, there's no queens, you don't have to worry about some crazy checkmate, and now you can just grind this position. Actually here, bishop f4 I think is a great move, because you hit this, you develop, and you're doing super well. So this is what you want to do against the Englund Gambit and the Charlik Gambit. So Englund Gambit, remember, castle queenside, give back the pawn, doing great. Charlik Gambit is the double pawn stack, and all you got to do is get rid of this bishop. Use your knight and trade him off. If you do that, boom, you're having a great time.